Motivation is one of the driving forces behind our actions, a driving factor in deciding the outcome of our day and sparks us forward in life. There are many different definitions of motivation, and I'll give 3 examples I found the most interesting/useful. According to the Oxford Dictionary, which is actually the first thing that shows up when you search the definition of a word on Google, says that motivation is the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way, which is a solid way to describe motivation. Another definition is one I found more interesting, and that was one by James Clear, who quoted a book called The War of Art, that stated that at some point, the pain of not doing it becomes greater than the pain of doing it. Sometimes your own discomfort in your current situation is the motivation you need to do something. Now, the last definition is kind of more science-y. Your brain recognizes that something important is about to happen, so dopamine kicks in. So all these different factors play into how and why we get motivated. But motivation is just the way we can start to be better. One way you can get motivated is by a burst of motivation. We've all had that feeling where you're just sitting down, doing not much of anything, and then you just suddenly get motivated to work out, start doing your homework, or whatever, finish your job, finish your work for the day. This is a good start to push yourself for self-improvement. But if you don't build off that spark, then it'll just burn out again. This burst of motivation is caused by your brain recognizing an opportunity or some type of other positive interaction or event that releases dopamine, which is the main cause of that spike of motivation. However, now quick form media is burning our brains and ruining our attention spans and motivation. It's so easy to fill the free time with TikTok and not allow ourselves to do anything productive. Why do something productive or something you like to get that burst of dopamine and motivation when you can just lie in bed and scroll through a 15-second TikTok and get the same amount of dopamine as completing a task that'll take minutes to hours? I've deleted TikTok a few times now, but I always end up getting it again. I noticed that when I have TikTok, I always end up doing less throughout my day. To get these motivational dopamine sparks, you need to create an environment that allows you to have motivation. And TikTok and other social media scrolling is usually not the place or the environment for that motivation to present itself. The term I found for this kind of cycle is the hedonic treadmill. I think that's how you say it. The definition from Wikipedia states that the hedonic treadmill, also known as the hedonic adaptation, is the observed tendency of humans to quickly return to the relatively stable levels of happiness despite major positive or negative events or life changes. Now, I know that change is hard, and it's repeatedly said that you need to step out of your comfort zone to grow. But, it is true. I think that TikTok is keeping people in this hedonic treadmill, and I'm also running on it. I think that's just how social media is nowadays. TikTok probably kills a lot of my motivation to do things. And even if I delete TikTok, there are others like it, like Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts that just pull you in. So I think we need to be able to find motivation in other ways than a quick burst of dopamine, since we already have become numb to that small burst of dopamine that causes the usual motivational sparks. One thing that I found out while researching motivation is that a lot of the time, motivation comes after you already start the task. You gotta start a small task and use it to build up your motivation to do other things. An example that I could relate to is that when I go to the gym, I usually don't have the motivation to go to the gym. But once I force myself into the gym, or just to work out in general, I gain that motivation to work out while I'm working out. So if I didn't go to the gym, then I would never have worked out. But since I got into the door, the motivation arrived when I saw other people motivated as well to work out. So working out makes you motivated and can help you be motivated for the rest of the day. It's just starting the task that's the hardest part. Now, you don't have to work out to get motivated. You just have to do something that you like, and it'll have the same effect. Like maybe drinking coffee, making a schedule for your day, or even taking a shower can help yourself get motivated. It allows your brains to release the chemicals that allow you to be motivated. This can also be called the flow state, meaning that you're so invested in your task that you lose track of time and you feel like you could do this task forever. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do these things to find your motivation. They're just some ideas. The way I motivated myself to make this video was by blasting music, which I find is a good way to motivate yourself. When I listen to music, it can distract my mind from doing homework, but it does usually work as a way to motivate myself because the music energizes me to do something.